Hey, happy Monday, happy November, happy fall back day yesterday. I finished my favorite thing, which you all know is, let me see if I can find some shade. I don't know if I want to sit down. What I'm going to do. Oh, okay. Something came across my phone, whatever. Anyway, I don't feel like sitting down yet. So I think I'm going to stand right here and talk to you guys. So I just got through got through doing my run, my turtle run, my 3 miles, and I'm going to stop saying that. So anyway, it's a method to doing my turtle. It's a method to the way that I run. So I'm going to leave that alone. There's a lot that goes with that. I'm going to stop. As I learn more about myself, I'm seeing where I'm saying different things, and that's because I've internalized certain things that I've heard, and I'm not realizing that even though that's not my story, that's not my stuff, that's not, I'm still, speaking it out. So I'm going to stop doing that. So anyway, finish my run. And the other part of that is I don't hear Virgos talking about that part of it. Those of you who are on the YouTube and you want to get an in-depth on, so you finish playing around with being a Virgo, you finish playing around with reading your horoscope, you finish playing around with the Amen choir, because the things they say about Virgo, or go to Instagram and select that thing, and then it'll show you all the little reels about Virgo. So I really enjoyed that when I was doing that. I'd never done that before, so that was really interesting. However, on the IRL, that's really just any sign not being mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially whole. And so that type of behavior and that type of thought process, those things like that are not going to lead you to where you ultimately want to be, because it doesn't matter the things about another person that trigger you or bother you. And it doesn't matter, I don't take this off nobody. I don't do, all those things. None of those things matter, because the only thing that's running everything is life. And when life is running everything, then for that moment that you're looking at the person like something they said or did, that they're winning, they're not winning. It's a coincidence. It's a coincidence. That's it. It's nothing else, because they have no more control over. So yes, someone says, oh, you got 24 hours in the same day, 7 days a week. Yeah, you do. Until life happens. And then whatever you were flexing with, whatever you were saying, whatever, it's like the joke is on you. The joke is on you, because now, like, what do you say? So yeah. So that all fun and games. But anyway, I was listening to Tim Ross. I enjoy listening to him. He has a segment where it's called Wide Open. And even before that, I listened to him because I enjoy listening to young people, and I enjoy listening to people who have been raised in the church and stuff like that, and they're not following the church. They're not going for that mental, spiritual, emotional manipulation, blackmail, all that kind of stuff, self-deprecation that comes from, thinking that you're following the church or the way the church wants it to be done. And so he stepped outside of all of that, and he's even taken a lot of hits from people who want to put him back in the box. And he's like, absolutely not. I wasn't born to be in a box. I'm not in a box. And I led a lot of people and were in charge of a bunch of people to be in the same box I was in. And now that I'm out the box, I'm going to be out the box, and people go their way, or they can, go find themselves and be out the box, their meaning of being out the box. So I just enjoy hearing it. It's like hearing people who are just saying, okay, I went searching for more, and the church fell short. The people fell short. Everything about the church fell short. The people fell short. Everything fell short. And then, so let me start looking deeper. Let me start checking out those people. Let me start asking these questions and seeing, what's really going on. And of course, there were people in the church. There are people who left the church, who other people in churches told not to talk to them and stuff like that, all that kind of stuff to go. And you find your way. You find your way to those kind of people and different things like that. And you're able to really just be like, man, I just got to find out for myself. So that's why I like Tim Ross. He finds out for himself. So anyway, today, I think the interview was yesterday on his Wide Open channel. So I want all my YouTubers, all my tribe, to go over and listen to his YouTube, his interview with, I think he's a doctor, Dr. Joel Tudman, Tudman. And it just really, he tells his story, and it's just really, it's just like, man, I could just repost this and that would be great. Because it's just like, I was getting fired up, because I was just like, man, you cannot tell me nothing. Somebody who hasn't done the work can't tell me nothing. And so I'll share with you part of what he said, and other than his life growing up. And he was like, the flack that he got because at 45 years old he stood in the pulpit crying and stuff like that and saying he didn't know who he was. And what it took to say that, and what it took to say that in that space, in that moment, and everything. And he mentioned how his father died, and his son died, and it just changes things. And I'm like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, man, it's like, if you aren't doing the work, it's just not the work. If you aren't doing the real work, if you're not doing the work where you can't even lie to yourself, it's like where you're just saying to yourself, don't say that. Because people were asking, like, why did you say that? And he's like, that's because where I was, I had to do the work. That's how much it was unacceptable to me anymore, to be me and to be lost and to be, it's so funny because it's interesting the amount of comments that people make and the amount of things that are said and different things like that. I'm just like, it's wild. It's just wild. I'm like, it's like everything to me is saying know yourself. It's not saying anything else. It's like, just know yourself. Just do the work and know yourself. Do the work and dig in. Do the work. Find yourself. Do the work and don't let yourself off the hook or anything like that. And I'm telling you, your whole life is going to change because of it. And you aren't even going to care that people, places, things change. You aren't, You're just not even going to care because you're going to be so in joy with yourself, because you found yourself coming up to a place where it wasn't good enough. And that's the litmus test, that when you find yourself coming up short, when you realize that that's just not good enough, and people around you could be like, oh yeah, it's fine. It's a reason why they want you to stay the way that you are, so that they could be the way that they are. And they're looking and seeing that they're better than what you are, at least they're not you, So yeah, you stay you, so they don't ever have to look at themselves. They don't have to ever do anything, so that you'll stay stuck with them in their tribe, in their way, in their space, in their energy and stuff like that. And it just doesn't work like that. And another person that's a good person to go check out is Sister Myra. When she is on with Brother Rich, she does a good job of explaining the axis of energies, the energies that belong together. I know mine's is Pisces, so I'm Virgo. I know my spiritual other half is Pisces. And basically to get a well-rounded view of yourself and just sit with that. Man, the things that I've had to sit with to be able to be who I am today, you know. And it makes a difference, because now when things are talked about or said, or interactions and stuff like that, it's just like you can't even you can't even step on this ground, because you haven't done the work. You haven't done the work. Call it what you want. I'm judging, I'm saying this, I'm saying that. I don't even care. You haven't done the work, and you don't get the pleasure of my conversation because you haven't done the work. It's just ludicrous. You can't understand where I am because you don't know where you are. And you're not going to know where you are until you do that deep down digging work that costs you everything. Not cost you something, not cost you a little bit, not cost you this, not cost you everything. It has cost me everything to be this person. So yeah, and I love it. Like I said, I feel like Flag on a Play. I got pushed off the cliff into this being on this journey, that left myself a message or something, because I don't know how it works. I don't believe in reincarnation, don't believe in karma. So I don't know how the hell it works. However, I know that whatever it was, I went ahead and started on my journey. And that's what I want to pass on to you all. I mean, it is the best thing. And like I said, seeing my children in a different light and seeing them do so well, and then seeing my grandkids, I mean, it's enough to I could levitate. I heard someone said that they were around Prince at a certain time and he was levitating. I'm like, I believe it, because there's some stuff that happens that, man, it's just your energy and everything, I can when I even share it with you all, the joy that fills my whole body, my whole body. And it was just worth the journey. It was just worth whatever I had to be, and whatever people saw me as, all of that. It was just worth it, because now that I got to this point, it's just like the MC Hammer song, "You Can't Touch This." And that's what Sister Myra also shared. She says when it gets to a point where you have to live what you know. And so now that you know yourself, now you have to live that. And so I call it things coming up and challenging. Nothing's coming up and challenging, really. It's just about life. This is life. This is how you saw it before, and this is how you see it now, and this is how you're experiencing now. And then you're going to notice things and be like, wow. Like I told you, I had that secondary embarrassment, firsthand embarrassment for even being a Christian, for even listening to my parents, for even listening to the different people I was in relationships with. I'm just like, dang, I was just dumb. That doesn't make no sense. Like, why did I do that? And then I got to circle back and say, I did it because that's where I was. I only recognized the energy of myself. It's not the other person. They don't know what they're doing, because if it was the other person, then they would have been able to stop me from being the person that I am now. And no one and nothing's been able to do that. And that's because that was where I was. So nothing would have been different. I wouldn't have gotten anything that I think that I would have got if I had known, because it was more than me knowing. It was me being able to sustain what I know. That's what makes the difference. Like now I know, and I can sustain what I know. Now I give grace and space because I see where it's a process, and I see where it's not necessary to be so caught up on timelines and different things like that with other people, because it's like they're just doing their thing. They're just trying to find their way, and whether they find it or not, or how long they find it or not, or how long it takes, or me being in their life or not being in their life, or me talking to them or not talking, none of that stuff matters. The only thing that matters is that now that I know myself, I have my boundaries, I have my perimeter set, I have my foundation set, I have all of that. And it's like anything that comes along outside of that isn't going to be handled or dealt with. It ceased to exist inside the space of, let's say, this wingspan of your arms. So if you hold your arms out to the side parallel to the ground and you spin in a circle, then you have your energy your perimeter. You have that set. You have everything in place to where nothing can operate or do anything inside of those inside of that space. And so that's the beautiful and wonderful thing about it, because once you know, you're not reacting to anything. You're existing as yourself, and then anything that comes around you, they're only going to see themselves, and anything that they say or do is only amplified. Even giving up that thing about reflecting ourselves through each other and stuff like that, I don't even think that is that anymore. The more that I talk and say different things, I'm like, no, that's not it. It's like I have my energy, they have their energy, and those energies interact. And it's separate because it's what I notice or see or pick up isn't exactly what they're putting out, even though you're recognizing that energy. So the thing to me is to just be aware of that energy. And once you're aware of that energy, like something is happening, not checking with the other person, not talking to the other person, not caring about what the other person is saying or doing. It's like this is your signal to go deeper in yourself and see what's going on. And so from these mosquitoes are trying to interrupt my YouTube. So at that point where you're doing that, then I don't know, it's just like you're just living life, and you're living life from your perspective, and you're able to do the things that you're supposed to do or that you want to do. You're able to see yourself as you need to see yourself. You're able to understand yourself, and then every bit of information that comes in to you is being processed from a place of where does this information fit in my idea of myself, in my knowing of myself. And so from that point that you have that, it's really hot. Let me show you guys. It's really hot, beautiful day. But then in the shade it's too cold. And I was gonna sit here to see. Have to go find some shade. I don't know. This may have a little piece of shade. Yeah, wait. This pole is a little piece of shade. Let me keep walking. But anyway, so being able to looks like something may be in the water. Let's see. This water is so saw some bubbles over there. The manatees are supposed to be gone down to Crystal River. Well, that's what it says online. That's when it opens up. I love being out here on the water. Well, my safe idea of the water. This water is dark water. Keep my head on a swivel in case those alligators and stuff are hungry. But anyway, so as I've been going through my stuff, I don't know what else to say. Seeing life differently and enjoying myself now that I see life differently. And I just feel like that everybody all the way around who's been in contact with me or was in contact with me in some kind of label, it's just been better for them, because it's like it just sets everyone free. Those expressed and unexpressed expectations, those thoughts about what a title is or what a person is or supposed to be and do and all these different things like that, because they're attached to you and found some shade. They're attached to you in some kind of way. And it's just to be set free from all of that. I mean, that's the glorious thing about it, the happiness and the joy. And so back to Joel Tudman, it's like being willing to account for yourself to the level that you're acknowledging who you are, and you're acknowledging that by being that person, it has run people away and made it so people can't be close to you, even if they want to mentor you or help you, or if they want to understand you, if they want to whatever. And I think all of that is good, because it's like the same people can't be in your life at every step of your journey. It's like people, it's like they gotta be in and out, and different people, different places, different things. That's why you have to not be attached to anything. You got to be ready to let everything go. And I know it may be scary. It may be hard. Oh, somebody has a drone. Those drones make so much noise. Who has that drone? Not that drone. But anyway, that high-pitched sound. But anyway, it's like being ready to let go of things and things like that. And I know, I feel like what shows up is when you're ready to have the life that you say that you're ready to have, that the doors are open for you, the way up open for you. And then it may be that you have to humble yourself. You got to take some steps backwards. You got to apologize to some people or do some things to be able to have a place to live, or to have a job, or to get a car, or to have some money, or different things like that. And you'll guide yourself to the right people, places, and things so that you'll be able to have those things. And then sometimes you just got to go stand in that homeless shelter line. I don't know if they even have them anymore. You have to just eat that peanut butter and beans and whatever. You just have to do it, just knowing that the most important thing is for you to know yourself. And once you know yourself, so irritating. Once you know yourself, you'll be able to have the life that have the life that you want. I'm just gonna move away from that drone thing. Just irritating. The noise is irritating. And it's like a super violation. So anyway, it's like when it's time to start your journey, when it's time to do the things that you're supposed to do for yourself, you'll know the call. You'll know the call on your life. You know what you're supposed to do. And then you're not going to be able to explain it to people, because people see your life a certain way. Like they see your life as if they had your life, or if they were you. And it's like, of course, that's what we all do. However, the most important thing is they're not you, and that's not your situation. That's not what's going on, and that's not going to help you get to where you need to be. It's not going to help you get to where you want to be. And those are the kind of things that go along with separating yourself out from all of that. So it truly is a process without time, process in the part of looking to see, can I go sit somewhere for a few minutes? Let me see. I think those people just moved. Yeah, I'm gonna go sit over here. But anyway, so it's a process, and the process has no time. It's a process, and it is until it isn't. And it's done when you say it's done. And then it may just be on a timeout or whatever, I don't know. But you'll know, and then you're just being yourself, and you're living from that space of being yourself. So it's not that things aren't going to happen, because the whole point of understanding yourself is that's where you understand yourself. You understand that a person, place, thing, they're not, no, I don't have anything, no. Squirrels, hang on, no rabies. So it's, to me, what's been helpful is that the understanding that life is still happening, that this isn't like a way out. Understanding myself isn't a way out of anything. It doesn't guarantee me a perfect life, because that's what the other side of it was. Like, if you follow society, if you do this, if you do that, if you do all these things, you're going to have a perfect life. If you follow this God, follow that, all these things like that. And all it is a bunch of excuses, because the one constant is life. And when life happens, then it's like, what's the answer to that? I did everything, and this still happened. That I was still in a car wreck. I still was evicted. I still lost my job. And you did everything. And that type of despair and hopelessness and everything like that, I'm just like, you've been sold a false bill of goods, because that's not what it ever was. What happens is that you know yourself, and you know that this layoff is yours. You know that losing the house is yours. You know that the car crash is yours. You know that this happened is yours. You're not blaming someone else. You're not bothered by someone else. You're not hurt and broken, which leads to trauma. You're understanding that this is life, and that you have a way that you get to live your life, and that all you need to do is spend time with yourself so that you're locked in and you know what to do. Hey, Florida's shut down, move to Texas. Texas is shut down, move to Mississippi. Mississippi is shut down. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're on the go. It's like, okay, this person didn't work out, then this person will. This job didn't work out, then this will. It's like at different points, you do connect with people. And at the points that you stop connecting with people, it's not that something's wrong with them or something's wrong with you. Your energies just don't line up anymore, and they don't line up anymore because they're not supposed to. That person's on their journey, you're on your journey. And that attachment, is what keeps you from pushing forward. It's okay to attach, just like a plane lets its landing gear down. Well, I don't know. That's not a good analogy, because you're still attached to the plane. We don't want you to be attached to anything. So figure it out. I can't give you an example. Just don't be attached. Okay. If you can't make a decision because, like, this is what I would do if I didn't know this person, or this person wasn't in this position in my life. Same for job, house, car, whatever. And like I was telling you all, now's a good time to let everything go. It's just a suggestion. If you've lost your job, instead of clinging on to it with all your might, or still chasing down that same thing, same way that it was during COVID. It's like giving you opportunities where you can take a breath and see what you need to do. File your unemployment, get rid of everything, take it back to everybody. You got 90 days. If you're in a house, you got 90 days to get an apartment. Before 30 days, 90 days total, before anything's showing up on your credit, go jump and get your apartment. You're paying $5,000 mortgage. Go jump and get your apartment for $1,000, a studio, and then you're in. Because once you're in, and then sign like a lease, and be like, hey, I'm gonna give myself a year. I'm gonna give myself 2 years, whatever. Do whatever, because you can break the lease, so it's okay. Just sign your lease, get in there for $1,000, and then by the time your house is gone, put your house up, move your stuff out, rent your house out, rent your house out until the bank comes and do the short-term Airbnb rental, because you got about 8 weeks. Grab that money and then let the bank clear out the house. Let the bank do it. They're going to take it back. Same for your car. Ride that car, do whatever you need to do with that car. You're not making the payments because you don't have the money. Save up your money, work 3 jobs, whatever, however many. Because some people can get these temporary jobs depending on what your field is in. You can work 2 or 3 of those same jobs, and you have a high pay. If you're getting paid 6 figures, work 2 or 3 of those jobs as a consultant. You don't owe anybody anything, and they don't have to know that you're working in those other positions. I'm telling you, you got to use what's out here in life as stepping stones to get to what you want. And then now, by the time they're ready to take the car from you, you have enough money for the cash car. And then you get your cash car. So now you got your cash car and you got your studio apartment. You're working 2 or 3 jobs. You set up your IDR, income debt repayment, with your student loan. Consolidation is the key. That's a big one. So basically what you want to do, I think I explained it in another in another YouTube. And so basically what you can do is consolidate your student loans. So if you haven't consolidated your loans yet and you're at the end where you have to start paying, go ahead and consolidate your loan instead of getting in trouble for not paying. And so consolidate your loan. That'll buy you another 3 to 5 years to where you now can go into forbearance. So if you use all your forbearance up on your individual loans, consolidate them. Then that starts over again another 3 to 5 years. I think it's like 5 years or so. And then from there you ask for a forbearance. As soon as they cleared your consolidation, then ask for a forbearance. Then you got your 3 to 5 years. So now you have anywhere from 3 to 5 years on your student loan. You're free from your home being foreclosed on. And then and same as your car, and you're just driving cash cars. And then consolidate or go bankruptcy on your credit cards, depending on what you have. It's like you're setting yourself free instead of looking at it like, oh, I've lost my job, or trying to hang on to stuff or things like that. You know, you can be like, okay, this is opportunity for me to see, do I really need to be here in this state, in this job, in this field? And same with your family. You got to have a conversation with your family. I mean, there's families that live in the same house and it's 10 of them. I mean, what do you think they did? It's like, man, hey, you're going to be wearing 2 pairs of jeans and 3 shirts. Now for the kids, I do believe that you go a little bit further for the kids, because if you're not homeschooling them, like, don't send them into the world where they're going to be teased and mocked and picked on and stuff like that. So you may have to do, you yourself, not your kids, not your older kids, yourself, you may have to do some things to make sure that the younger children that you're sending into these schools and stuff like that, you know, have a little bit more. So you're going to be the one wearing the same, you know, black t-shirt and black pants to work, versus your children. You can go buy them 5 outfits and some tennis shoes or something like that. I used to buy my clothes from, I used to just go to Goodwill and get 5 pair of slacks, 5 shirts, and if the season was cold, 5 sweaters. Buy my shoes from Payless or wherever, and that was it. I did that for the longest time. So it's like, if you're willing to do the things that you're supposed to do or whatever, you can continue to dig into yourself so that, you know, once you land where you're in a good place for yourself. It may not be a good place for everyone else, and I promise you, no one's going to understand it. And they don't have to, because it's none of their business. All right, anyway, I got to run today. It's a short one today. I got some stuff that I got to do. I enjoy you all. I enjoy that you guys even listen. You know, I check my numbers on YouTube and stuff like that, and I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, the joy that comes from knowing that I get to share. This is what I enjoy doing. So anyway, I hope you guys continue to enjoy your day and have a happy Monday, and I'll catch up with you all again. Wholeness.